morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Daddy Chris, and this is Wake Up Nigeria. Ah, the title of the show is Wake Up Nigeria. Am I allowed to wake up with you guys? Because I don't think today is the pleasant one for all of us. You know, I only asked myself this morning before I choose to do this topic. I asked myself how old I am. I'm 57 years old, meaning I'm no more a child. So it will not be, I'm not one of those that came to this world and didn't do anything because I've lived for all these years. If I have not done anything by now, I don't think there's much I can do anymore. So perhaps it is safe to say I want to talk about the most difficult topic in my life. I need to write it because I've never written it down. Um, God, this is not a good question. My people, I couldn't say it. That's why I'm typing it down. So that anybody that is watching this show can see what it is about to say today. I am personally scared. The topic is who wrote the Bible and for who. I don't know who wrote the Bible. I don't know who it is written for. But can we talk about this, my people? I am a Christian. My name is Christian. My mom, I don't know where she got that from. She brought me up, look at me and said, son, your name is Christian. And I carry that name till today. And that's why they call me Daddy Chris. I've even passed on that name to my son. So don't judge me too severely when you watch this show. But perhaps there is need to ask a very difficult question today. And that question is who wrote the Bible and for who? Yesterday, I took my time to talk about the slaves and the slave masters. We talked about the slaves and the slave masters. And I quickly drove our mind back to the days of slavery, where black people were taken from Africa down to Europe and America. Bob Marley said some of them were fighting on arrival. I called some of them Buffalo Soldiers. Oh my God. But as if that is not bad enough, are you wondering? Let me go back to yesterday's topic. I went further to analyze who are the true slave and the slave masters. I don't think any Christian should watch this show. If you're a Christian, don't watch this show. I really want to beg, please don't watch it. Because I just want to say what I saw. It's scary, but I have to say them. I talked about who is the slave and who is the slave master yesterday. And I reminded Nigerians of when Africans, perhaps the whole world, of how white people came to Africa to take our people as slaves in partnership with our kings. That was the message. It was done in partnership with our kings. And I went further in the course of that show to say that how today politicians are enslaving ordinary Nigerians. Now, it's no more white people doing it. Now we are the one enslaving ourselves. That is why it is understandable why a person, a human being, is earning 2 billion or a security vote. And you're not telling me the governor is not earning 2 billion security vote. Who does he account for? Not the salary. In the same country, you couldn't pay somebody 70,000 naira. It didn't make sense to me. And the same country is now, our children are on the run to Europe. You can go to Libya today, you see Nigerian women, other African women in prison, being maltreated. They are not human beings anymore. You don't want to know the kind of things they have gone through. And some of them are women. You can imagine the kind of sexual exploitation, the kind of agony those women have gone through. They cannot sell it. A woman does not tell their agony. Because some of them, they will be cast. In fact, nobody will marry them. So if a woman is raped in Africa back in the day, and she said, I'm being raped, no, they don't husband for her again. So, but today, perhaps I want to open up another one. And my question is, who wrote the Bible? And for who? I'm still going to go back because another Bible is written in Africa today. So, you know, when I look at this concept, I will bring it to today Nigeria. I don't hang it there. So if I don't know who wrote the Bible, I'm going to give you some historical facts and I'm going to explain how it affects us in Nigeria today. I said today is not a good topic for anybody who's a Christian. You perhaps don't need to watch this. You know, the pastors will tell you, you mind who you listen to. Perhaps you shouldn't be listening to that priest this morning. Because this topic is, I'm personally scared. You see how I'm going around trying to talk about it. I pray that I'm able to deliver it. Because the same God, the God I'm praying to, is a genuine God. I don't know if that is the same God you talked about in the Bible. That's why I said, who wrote the Bible and for whom? Now, let me give you a very quick listen. The most popular Bible, I was looking at it. And those of you reading Bible today, perhaps the one you have is the King James Version. What's your version of the Bible? Which version of the Bible are you reading? Is it the King James Version? My guy, write it down. Is it the King James Version? If it is the King James Version, the first question I'll ask you, who was King James? Or who is he? The version of the Bible you're reading is, who is that man that wrote it? That's why I said, they said the Bible is an inspiration of God. They not come to this show. It's not good for her. So I can handle this. I'm more comfortable alone. King James Version. Who is King James? Do you know who's King James? Let me say it before the poor guy gets into this show. In case you missed the news, King James is one of the greatest slave master of all time. Let me repeat. He's one of the greatest slave master of all time. And when anywhere he keep his slave, he will put his name there. Anywhere King James exploit, he will put his name there. In Ghana today, you must see the King James village. If you go to Jamaica, you see the King James village. Even if you go to the United States, there is King James village. He was a great slave master. I want you to understand this concept before I talk about it. I think I should not be talking about this today. I should talk about other things. I don't think we can handle this. I don't think I can handle this. I probably will not be able to defend this either. How can everything that has been put in me be questioned today by just a little clip of what I saw this morning? It was this early morning. All right. My only question, the only reason I said this is, it would be stupidity for me to question who God is, because I know who is God. The question is, did King James write this Bible for himself to keep his slave under check, or he was truly inspired by God? That's the only thing I have to say. So for those of you that hold the Bible and say, oh, this is the most special book on earth, I don't know why I should be talking this. Oh, it's too far, too place to go. That the Christ, close your mouth. No, let's discuss other things. I don't think they can handle this. But otherwise, I will only ask you, did God recognize a slave? God that created everybody equal. Give everybody a way to reach him. Did he create one to be a slave and the other one to be a slave master? Hmm. Mary, come on. Let me add this young woman to the show.
Daddy Chris, this is your topic. Good morning, Daddy Chris.
Good morning, oh, my daughter. I don't know where I come from with this Mary. Mary, I wanted to send you this topic ahead of time. I wanted to send you the place we could be looking at. But I said no.
I would have run away, oh, but no.
I know.
It's deep. It's not something I want to talk about. Bible. Hmm.
Mary, the question is who wrote the Bible and for who? I want you to pick your phone, and there is a version of it where you can go online today. Thank God the Bible is now online. You're going to read it for me, my daughter.
Okay, let me pick it up.
Yeah, pick your own, pick it. Let's talk. Let's talk, my daughter. Let's talk. It's a difficult topic, but we have to. Well, I said something already, Mary, but at least I don't need to tell you that the Bible you're reading is the King James Version. All right, Mary? At least you know that one. And the Bible we read is the King James Version. I want to put something here. So I can take the first one. Aha. Maybe the dress up. Oh. You need to keep up for this kind of topic, my daughter. Come back, come back. Go running away. Running away, running away, running away. God. Okay. Mary, are you there? Let me bring you back. Are you
Yes,
ready?
yes.
Nice.
So which
Anyway,
verse is check?
we're going to start. You're going to go to Exodus verse chapter 21 first. All right.
Okay.
And we're going to read 2 to 6. But before you start, let me tell the audience, I repeated once so that you understand what I'm saying. That the King James version of the Bible you're reading, that man was the greatest slave master of all time. The King James himself. Anywhere he has this full of place where he kept his slaves. And he will name that place under his name. That is why we should go to Ghana, David. The slave corner in corner, there's a King James pattern there. There's a place called King James. If you come to Jamaica, there where he kept some of his slaves, there's a place called King James. Even if you go to the United States, there is King James. The King James version of the Bible we're reading. Okay. Now, Mary, let's quickly run on to what I want us to look at. Mary, between you, you've known God, you've known yourself now, since you've been talking to God. Do you think God recognized somebody, he creates somebody to be a slave, another one to be the slave master? Do you think God does that?
But I know that I've come to see a place where the Bible talked about masters taking care of their slaves. You understand? That masters should be nice to their slaves,
Mm.
right? I know I've seen that in the Bible. So it's not like slave is not recognized, but don't maltreat them. Take good care of them,
So,
even as
so,
slaves.
Mary, is it a man-made thing or the same God that created me and you? You are a human being, my daughter. You
And
think
but
the God, the creator of heaven and earth, create somebody and say this one will be a slave. This one
in
will
the
be slave
sight of
master.
God, we are all equal. We are all equal, but there are things we actually can't really change. For the fact that there are people that are kings and there are people that are not kings. You understand? So we have masters and we have slaves. So what the Bible says, take good care of them. Even right now in our society, that's why you have employers and employees. You can't change that fact. You can't really change it. So it depends on how you
Okay.
see that slaves.
All right. So in other words, an employer and employee could be see. I like this, Mary. You're giving me something to take home, and this is why it's good to bounce on you sometimes. You understand? Of course, everybody are not born equal, except God created us equal. That is
That
something we should be asking God how we did that He didn't create everybody equal, or because we couldn't do certain things we're supposed to do. Now we are taken as slaves. There must be
nobody
an explanation because if God created everybody equal and we turn out on earth not to be equal, then something is wrong.
circumstances that increase. Nobody was born. to the earth, right? To actually bargain for being a slave. But sometimes you find yourself into that. That is why you see children saying, "Why was I not born into this family? Oh my God, why did God put me into this family? Why?" In a nutshell, they're trying to say, why is their parents not rich? You are being born into this family of maybe poor parents, parents that are not rich, and you find yourself doing little jobs, right, that you're not supposed to do. So talking about slaves, I would say these people didn't bargain for it, but they're actually born into a family that cannot really help out, right? Their parents have no hands to actually help them out, and they begin to do the slavery job. So if you ask me, I would say God did not actually create us to say some people should be slaves and some people should be kings or masters over them. But because of the world we find ourselves into, we now have slaves. So when you have slaves and masters, don't maltreat them, take care of them. That
No,
is what
maybe,
it
no,
is.
no, maybe it's one thing to say God. So it is not God plan
No,
for some people to be slave and some to be slave masters. That is what I want us to establish.
it is not God's
The
plan.
same God I know can never have that plan. So now let's read. So the Bible is it not inspired by God?
It is.
So anything written in the Bible is assume that's what God inspired that person to write. Don't bring God in here. Don't be God inspired this man. King James na slave master. He cannot have written anything that would be for God. Let's read that too. Exodus 21 verse 2 to 6. Let's read it with open mind. My people, let's go. The first part of it, maybe amen. Like as they do for George.
It's Exodus 21, right?
Yes. We want to take 2 to 6, but take it one by one first. Say verse 2. This is what they say. Uh, mm,
Okay. 21, verse 2 says, if you buy a Hebrew servant, he is to serve you for 6 years. But in the seventh year, he shall go free without paying anything.
Pause.
Okay. Okay, the same thing with what you have.
Yes, I put it out there. So if you buy a Hebrew slave, don't use the word servant. It's killing it.
And Bible use the word servant.
And they want to make it. They want to make it simple. How if you buy a Hebrew slave, a servant is not meant to. He's to serve you for 6 years. But on the seventh year, he shall go free without paying anything. Do you understand? Now this is the part I love. Not with me like him, I beg. Mary, read chapter 3.
Okay, 3 says, if he comes alone, he is to go free alone. If he has a wife, when he comes, he is to go with him. She is to go with him. If his master gives him a wife,
Let's pause. Wait.
oh,
So if this is the Bible talking, Mary, that if you buy a Hebrew slave, this is for Hebrew, they are special one. They be one of themselves. But if another one, if you take them as slave, wait. Now if you buy a Hebrew slave, it comes alone, is to go home free. But if he come with his wife, you buy the slave with his wife. The wife should go with what? The wife should go with him. That's what they say here, right?
yeah.
Okay, too. I better read the verse from.
If his master gives him a wife, and she bears him sons or daughters, the woman and her children shall belong to the master, and only the man shall go free. Wow. Okay. It happened now. It happened.
Really, this is open too. I never see no be.
Is that not what the white did was? But is that not what the white did was? Is that doing the slave trade? What's the difference?
No, what I'm confused is that it happened during the slave trade is understandable. But you're telling me God is the one that inspired this man to say all this? Is the question I ask is who wrote the Bible and for who? No be God tell us say if you get slave, somebody go born pikin. He go come there for the slave master.
But the truth is, God never gave us any reason to doubt the Bible. So Bible is the word to guide us.
Mary, now shut up. For the first time, my daughter, shut up. Bible, this is not written by God. This is not inspiration by God. I beg. God will never tell me that if I get a slave, if meaning I can breed human being like animals. Mary, if I have a dog today,
Don't confuse us. Don't confuse us.
am I?
Don't confuse us. If I allow you to continue with this pattern, you are going to confuse people. So it's better we don't complicate things here. Yes, you're making it look as if what is there in the Bible, even though we know it's written by a man, right? Now you are countering some things the person said, and reason why we should not stick to it. Please, this can be so confusing at this point.
Okay, but the question I asked you, Mary, I did say this is Old Testament. Oh. I'm going to come to even the New Testament.
Okay.
It is even I was consoling myself. This is Old Testament. No, this is Old Testament. No, this is Old Testament. It cannot happen in the New Testament. Mary, do you understand what you're talking about? So that's what they practiced during slavery, Mary. And even when they took black people, when the Arab took us as slaves, they castrated us. So that's why we never had black people in the Arab country. Today. Now, they say that if you have a Hebrew, even one of them, not be saying another person, your own brother, you catch him as slave. If he serve you after 7 years, he should go. And if you come with your wife after 7 years, you should go with your wife. But if I give you wife, the pikin when you and that woman born na my own. The woman when I give you na my own.
Exactly what happened.
Okay, too.
Exactly what happened. So this people just
what happened where? Where does it happen?
All the children that they gave birth to during the slave trade, is there anyone that you can identify that this is Nigeria, this is South Africa, this is Ghana? Which of them can you identify?
Even yes, exactly. So in other words, Mary, this is what they practiced during slave trade.
Yeah.
And the question is this an inspiration of God? Or it is King James who is the perfect slave master that is doing what he's doing? Because the reason I'm saying this, Mary, is that I'm bringing it to our churches. So some of the things they are saying, is it the word of God or it is the work of the demons call themselves the men of God? We're going to come to that, but let's go slowly. No, this is serious topic, Mary. I was praying.
When I saw this topic, I said I knew when
I started there, I wanted to stop. Mary, I didn't want to even do it. Even that
I wish I'm not going to be talking about this topic right now. I didn't even know, I just get it on away.
I know.
I didn't know because this is not something I can actually stand there and argue right now. Because at the priest are trying to make it look like the King James we know, right? Is not doing what is right. I cannot be part of it.
Yeah, Mary, let's look at verse 20 of the same place.
Are we still going to be looking at the Bible?
No, we have to. Exodus 21 verse 20. Anybody watching, open your Bible now. Exodus chapter 21 verse 20. Let's go quickly to that one.
Okay, 21 says.
20 first.
Okay, 20.
Yes.
20 says.
Read it.
On this one, I'm not sure it's the same to the one you have.
Okay.
Okay, this one says, the first one says, when someone strikes his male or female slaves with a rod so that the slave dies under his hands, the act shall certainly be avenged. But the King James...
Wait, the King James version. Because now that King James, now we know.
The King James says, anyone who beats their male or female slaves with a rod must be punished if the slave dies as a direct shoot.
As a direct result. That is 20.
Okay, yeah, as a direct result.
Maybe look at it. So if I beat my slave, and the slave die because of my beating, I should be punished. Now, maybe Luke 21. Read the next version that come with it. 21.
but they are not to be punished if the slave recovers after a day or two, since the slave is their property.
Anywhere you go, you must find an Igbo man. There's nobody that sing that track and I was dancing. No, I am scared. Maybe my name is Christian. My mama do finish, she give me Christian and my name. I go my son in name now na Christian. Because then my name I give the boy. Mary, is it me that is it the Bible we are reading or is it another book?
It's the Bible.
So black man, you see, there is a written by this guy. I don't want to talk about it. He said the miseducation of the Negro. The miseducation of the Negro. He asked whether we are being indoctrinated or we are actually getting a training from the school we're going to. Mary, are we being indoctrinated or we actually getting a training that will make better our life? Is it for our own use? The first set of people that went, that's why they might, we are not they blame them. Azikiwe, Awolowo, and all of them, they went to Europe to go and study. When they came back, their study was to indoctrinate them to come and serve the colonial infrastructure. They were not for us. And that is why even when they came back, they didn't understand. That's why they allow in our curriculum, in my age, that I see study Mongo Park discovered in the Niger. They might want to remove her from the curriculum. Let we continue, Mary. Let we just read only one more, so that I know we listen to only Old Testament that we read today. Now, I don't go read more, but only one we will do this one, right? Now, this is First Timothy. Timothy 6, verse 1.
Okay, let me check.
First Timothy. Why I can't go kidnap baby, come put for here this morning. She rather don't talk about this one. This poor girl. Which kind of man they can't go give me you work for Mary? Mary?
Yes, sir.
Which kind of man they can't go give you God? Can't go say you don't see work do. Is that that the place you go follow work? Even if they work for the place for good, you can't present you without the place. Yeah?
Okay, I will read the first Timothy and the second one. That is different version. When
Okay.
I'm done with,
I like the King James version because that one will if you understand.
oh, I think it's all the same. Okay, the version says, all who are under the yoke of slavery shall consider their masters worthy of full respect, so that God's name and our teachings may not be slandered. Okay, these other ones, I think it's the same thing.
Wait. That one don't do. Peter.
The same thing.
He said, all who are under the yoke. He never even condemned slavery because if they condemn slavery, maybe they will kill them. But you know all of them died. They hang all the disciples of Jesus Christ. Now they hang all of them. There's no one that died their natural death. All the disciples of Jesus Christ were killed. It's an example to say if you don't want to die, Jesus Christ was telling them that if you want to hold your life, you will lose it forever. Let go of it and you have it abundantly. Meaning, how can God inspire somebody to write that if you are under slavery, you should be loyal to your slave master? Which God inspired that one? Now the same God when creating that inspired that. I've been another one. The question, the topic I ask is, who is the Bible written for? You know why some of these children are married? The truth is, whether that the Christ talk about it or not, the information is out there. This guy came out, Roland put up something on my post, and I was looking at it. And Roland was saying that the Bible is the history of the Jewish people, glorifying them. The reason I know is I listened to the Muslim version of the story of Esau and Jacob. Okpetu, na different story. The same story, interpretation. But let's not go into that. But Mary, are you satisfied if na God be this one? Do you want God to somebody to drag God's name into this?
Okay, so what will you now call the Bible? If you're not wanting,
Mary, na here they ask. Na here go ask because I'm my own is to present
I wish
to
I
all of us
just
to cooperate.
I wish I just make your statement on your own without asking me. I would have not been worried. But you're pushing me to say something that I don't want to say.
Oh yeah,
This is
don't
not
wait. Let's go. Oh yeah, Mary, leave it. Let's go to Colossians, chapter 3, verse 22. That's another big one. Then I'll go stop.
Colossians.
Colossians, yes, Colossians. It's like COLLOSSIANS.
I don't know if it's Colossians or Corinthians.
Oh no, it's Colossians. Yes.
Colossians what?
3 verse 22.
Verse 22. I've seen 23 here. Okay, it says, slaves, obey your earthly masters in everything and do it, not only when their eyes is on you and to curry their favor, but with sincerity of heart and reverence for the Lord.
No people will call the Lord. You cannot insult God. And then, do not bring in God here. You see, I'm happy I deleted that from my own. I removed that one from my own. You understand? You see, maybe sometimes the question is, which God say you should obey a man oppressing you? Maybe if we cannot question this, then we don't have reason to question politicians who are enslaving us. I'm going to come to that. So I want us to take only one version, and then we're going to take this one. Let's go back to Ephesians again. Have we done Ephesians before? No, let's do Ephesians, baby. Ephesians. These are all New Testament too. It's not the Old Testament now. I come from the Old and I come to the New Testament. So they won't say, now Old Testament, now they read this one. Even this one mentions the word Christ. Okay. Ephesians 6, verse 5.
Ephesians 6, verse 5. Okay. Okay, Ephesians
6, chapter 6, verse 5.
Okay, it says 5 says, slaves, obey your earthly masters with respect and fear, and with sincerity of heart, just as you obey Christ. Just as you obey Christ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really, you hear that one?
Yes, I think what you have there is different from the one I just read.
No, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. You read it correctly. He said, bond servant, that is slaves. Obey your earthly masters with fear and trembling, with a sincere heart, as you would Christ. Now, the question I ask is, who wrote the Bible and for who? Maybe. Now, it's like we're saying, no, let's put the Bible now on one side. Now, I'm going to ask a question. You see, Akpabio, our Senate president, he couldn't even call the numbers, the figures. He was struggling. He couldn't get the figures they were sharing. Maybe we do know. Somebody come on the national paper here. How do you feel when they said to you that some people, a senator is earning 2 billion naira monthly? And we cannot pay Nigerian salary 70,000 naira. 2
Till
billion.
now.
2 billion and 70,000. Maybe. Is that not the case of slave and slave masters? Are we in the same country? Does the country belong to every one of us? Which job as a bloody senator doing that I am not doing? Is he created Are we children of a lesser God? That's the question I always ask. Now, Mary, is it right then to say that it is the Bible that is helping them to do what they are doing now? That Akpabio stealing, or senators earning 2 billion and ordinary Nigerian earning 70,000 naira is biblical, or is the will of God?
Daddy Chris, the
Yes.
time that the Bible was talking about is not the kind of politicians we have. I hope you know. So let me correct that impression.
Oh,
The matters he's talking about is not these politicians with their looting and everything. He was actually talking about servants of God, right? That are rich, that are masters, now having people that are serving them.
Servant of God. How can you be a servant of God and you have a slave? What kind of servant of God are you to have a that you,
if you have a business and you have boys that will be working for you in that business, right? Just like what the Igbo
those are apprentices. Those are not slaves.
Okay, so what about the house help?
People between apprentice and slave.
No, having the house help is not a sin, that Chris. It's not. The house help.
Apprentice is a good thing. Your person skills is the highest incubator of successful small business.
I'm talking about house help. The house help that people adopt in their houses.
House help that is not well paid is a slave.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. It is not
a house help that is not paid the minimum wage is a slave. In the UK, that is what we call modern slavery. If I bring in a house help to this country and I don't pay her well, I will go to prison as a slave master in the UK today. What I'm saying, Mary, it's not even practiced anymore in the UK. This what this Bible is saying here. We don't practice it in the UK now. Only in Nigeria, that's where you practice it. Because I cannot keep somebody under work. Maybe if I give you a job to come out, you work for Srtv, your salary in Nigeria, I cannot say that is the salary I'm going to pay you here. You will not be given visa. Even when they see that we're working in the same company, that Nigeria will pay you different than pay here, they wouldn't give you. When you come here, I must pay you the minimum wage in the UK. That's the people that think outside the box. Now, isn't it the same Bible that said the first commandment, the commandment of God is love your neighbor? Maybe look at it. Love your neighbor as
yourself. But it doesn't mean that they don't love their
they love their slaves. Somebody you love is your slave, and you go beat them. That if the person die only, that is when you will go to prison. I go marry you, give one of these slave masters. I swear. I go marry them out. I'm giving that to one of them. I don't get what to do with you anymore.
It's time to argue Bible. It's on me. I'm avoiding. And I'm trying to argue Bible like this.
Maybe, you know why it is not good to argue. You know, that is what they say to tell us, that you must not question, you must not add or remove from the Bible. But the question is it the same Bible, Mary? Is it not the same Bible that tell us to love our neighbors as ourselves? Your neighbor, not to convert your neighbor's wife. No, now is the same Bible telling you that you can take somebody and give him a wife and they will give children for you?
At the end of the day, the greatest gift is love. That is it.
Then question I ask, answer that one. Now the Bible say I go fit take one man as my slave, then I will give my wife. If they give children, the children when they born are my own. People take PG talker so Nigerians go hear.
And because this is the Old Testament.
No, this is New Testament, my daughter. The letter, the Ephesians, Colossians, Timothy are New Testament.
I know, but it was not stated here that after giving birth, the child will be their own in the New Testament. You only saw that in the Old Testament. Exodus.
Okay, I see. I love this girl. When you go be argue small, at least if you know they sit down here with me for some time, you'll be able to argue. God bless you, my daughter.
No, it's not.
It's
understanding. It's in Exodus we read that. Everything you read in the New Testament is quite different. He didn't talk about
what maybe in the New Testament that you should be look at the word here. Ephesians 6 verse 5. The last one we just read. That slaves obey your earthly master with fear struggling and with a sincere heart, as you would obey Christ.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
This
Mary,
one,
Mary, do you
everything
understand
you read
that?
in
Do
the
you
New
understand the
Testament,
meaning of that word?
everything you read in the New Testament was not as raw as that you read in the Exodus. Exodus one was quite deep and deeper. The New Testament is a bit light. You
It's a bit,
understand?
it's lighter. But I can even understand the people. You know what I saw from the New Testament? In the New Testament, because at a point in time, Jesus Christ could not say certain things. They were going to kill him. So he left. You understand? Even when so these guys were scared not to say certain things. In fact, there's one of them just now said so that there's one, if you listen to Timothy, this letter to Timothy, he said, all of you who are under the yoke of slavery should consider your master worthy of full respect. So the name, so that God's name and our teaching may not be slandered. How is that going to slander your teaching? I am 57 years old. As senior some of the people who write this book, as at the time they were writing it, then nobody's my age. Really.
Daddy Chris.
As at the time they were writing, they were not my age. They were younger. So today now, I'm not going to ask them question. Children, when you write that time, after that time they were children. Now they're older than me because they're dead now. I understand. But as at the time they were writing it, were they up to 57 years old?
They don't need to get to that age in their life or that stage in their life for them to gain wisdom. Wisdom is from God. That is why someone who is not that much.
So the question I asked, maybe I'm not the one arguing. No. So Mary, are you saying that this, if all this is written here, now God inspired her because now waiting at all. The Bible is an inspiration of God. Now God inspired that person to write that rubbish when he write for Exodus. Say you feel beat somebody, if the person not die, you are free now your property anyhow.
Bible is written through the inspiration of the Holy Spirit.
So Holy Spirit night person say if you beat your slave, if you not die, you are free. Do you listen to yourself? Can we? You know what? This is why we have problem. You understand? Maybe before I came on this topic, I was scared. I said I'm not going to do it. It took courage. I said I'm not going to breathe if I come out for this show. I know say I know will come out well from this show today. I'm not joking. It's one of those things you say, why am I doing this, Mary? But these are you know why this is important? I saw a beautiful drama in my village. As we see now, Mary, between two people that fought for House of Rep, they should be listening to me. The young man, Benny Bakpa, ran, I supported the Benny Bakpa, and Ibori's daughter. All right? Now, what is even annoying me is not these two people now. It's the amount of fight, the war of words. If you see where they are trading words at the moment in my place. Now these two people are the slave masters. You can see where how the slaves are misbehaving. Maybe you need to listen to the words of the slaves. It's disheartening. Yesterday, Mary, I'm waiting to confirm that image. We might confirm it before we leave this show. The governor of Delta State, as part of his more agenda, they share 100,000 naira empowerment. The man stand, they share 100,000. Anywhere you go, you must see person like that increase. 100. If I not talk, I no go talk. Maybe make I not talk again. Then I should stop coming here. A governor, his security vote, he don't go reach 3 billion now. Before now, it be 2 billion. Today, the security vote of the governor of Delta State should be up to 3 billion. Maybe go on Google. Google security vote as at that time, it has not been updated because the oil money has Since they stopped subsidy, the amount of money going to the states are now more. So their security vote must have increased as well. If you never increase, 2 billion, you share 100,000. The campaign in my place now is Burinda bring Okada, they share. So they dance. I saw the beautiful picture, she's dancing. And they don't send me one picture before of one street light when they do. I call the ask, they say, so now street light that generation will see it. But I was just laughing about it. Now the other people attack her. Now the war. Maybe the bottom line is, I'm not even interested in the but the slaves that are now disgracing themselves. It's not even the slave masters now. Maybe you see between me and you now. It's exactly what is happening between me and you. We are fighting. Two Christians. I've never seen a Christian and a Christian fighting over an issue that doesn't even, that is, if you don't say that, two slaves, the slave of this one will go fight the slave of the other one. Say they curse their master. They will kill themselves, maybe, in the name of one bagger master.
Because the master owns them.
Oh, but the question I ask, I know say the master and I get them, but is this the inspiration of God as it is written in the Bible? Now God put that for a man talk. Now Holy Spirit put for James, Saint James. When he be slave master, if you go Ghana, you go see James corner. If you go to Jamaica, you see the Saint James. It's there today. If you go to America, it's there because he's a popular slave master. He wrote the Bible.
Are you talking about the King James that wrote Bible?
I swear.
But he had the name now, King James now. So he was a king.
Anywhere you go, you must see. You see, what we are doing to ourselves, it's not God that blinds us. Many, we have been so indoctrinated to the extent that we cannot even afford to come out of the darkness. You know, I'm going to bring a book you read. I don't want you to read some of them. It's not good for you. Better, this life, it's better to live like a simple life. You die, you go, you have your peace. So if you start to think too much, you get yourself in trouble. The people that enjoy this world are the fools. So.
There's the advantage of being an overtaker and not being an overtaker. It depends on what you want. There are things that you want to start thinking about a lot of things that is beyond us, just like wanting to know about the creation of the world. How can you get an answer for them? There's something
there's an answer. There's an answer for the creation of the world, maybe. I told you one day, maybe, do you know how long it took me?
Rhetorical questions, right? We cannot be asking rhetorical questions that has no answers. These questions are questions that I don't expect a human being like me to know the answer and to give me an answer over it.
Maybe I expect a human being like you to give me an answer because the question is not so far-fetched.
I don't expect a human being to
God is in you, maybe. God created you. You know what I like?
Yes.
The Bible, the Bible not the lie. God created you in his own image and likeness. So you are like God. You know what God wants. When you do bad things, you say no, they do bad things.
Like Catholic, what did Catholic say? Who is God? God alone exists of himself, right? And his infinity of perfection. God alone exists of himself. Have you seen people that thought about it? How? How did somebody just come to exist on his own? So if you start thinking about all these things, it will just bust your head. I refuse to be an overthinker over these kind of issues.
All right, I like
God is the supreme spirit, right? Whom alone exists of himself. Supreme spirit, whom alone exists of himself, and is infinite in all perfection. Have you seen people that question that word alone? There are people that question it.
Of course.
But in the Catholic doctrine, we come to believe it.
Yeah, because let's get to one thing. Because of we know we are not really powerful beings. You understand? We know that we are very fragile beings.
If you're against being servants, why did God create you? Why did God make you? God made us to love him, serve him in this world.
No.
That's not
why God
created him. It is there. I'm a Catholic.
God did not even create us to serve him.
I don't just receive Holy Communion. I've confirmed in the Catholic Church. So God made us to love him, serve him in this world, and to be happy with him forever.
said?
And
Who
even
said?
in
So,
this,
Mary, if the Catholic tell you that one, you never read the Bible yourself.
I
You
am
know,
giving you what
let
the
me tell you
article.
the story.
I'm
Let me tell
quoting article for you. I'm
yeah,
quoting
you
article.
quote that catechism. That like catechism. The question is you yourself. And Mary, do you know what scared me? My little niece came to me one time and said, Uncle, why are we in this world? Mary, I didn't know what to say to her because whether the girl won't kill herself or at that tender age, what is wrong with her? I was careful. I was thinking, what my thing that came to mind, what must be disturbing her that she's asking that difficult question?
Who is that?
My little niece, you
Okay.
understand? I mean, I was careful for some time. I didn't want to answer it until it took me years to understand the answer why God created us. Because in Genesis chapter 2, the chapter 1 is that earlier in the Bible. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. The heavens and the earth. I'm going to say something today Africans will not like it. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And what did he do? On the seventh day, he rested. Then, when God is now resting, he now knows his creation must continue. So he created man. And he put man on the earth and said, cultivate the earth, grow the earth. So we have been doing that. So if you ask me, why did God create me? He created me to create. And we have been creating. The reason I know is there is light. If you come out now, you see the national light from God. In my studio is the light created by man. That is what God created us to do. He wants us, and God is very pleased with what we are doing in terms of creation. That's what He wants. It's not ever against the will of God for us to create.
Daddy
I don't
Chris,
know whatever.
whether
Yes.
God created you to recreate, you not dispute the fact that God created you to serve Him. You cannot change it.
All right.
Yes,
Okay.
you
Maybe.
created, but He created you to serve Him.
If
And
I
even
say
as
God,
parents, at the end of the day, after
God
taking care of
get enough angels when they serve our Mary. Angels when they serve the God. When they want to take your service do. I beg you. Contribute to this earth where you dey. Eh? May you try to fit your camera first. May you know where you dey. You are you don't have sound. Maybe you don't have sound. I can't hear you. I can only see your picture now. I didn't add you. Correct your system. Wado. When I don't dey do my robo show, I go say wado. Let me say the thing don't pass me. Anytime you see that Chris say wado, when I
I
say
hear me
wado.
I
That's
hear
telling
me
you, man. Yes.
I disagree with everything you say. Yes. Whether you ask people there, it's none of our business. The truth is, whether God created you to reproduce, it doesn't mean that you should not serve Him. It does not stop the fact that you should serve God. That's why even we as parents, no matter the fact that tomorrow we are all going to be parents, that's why the fact that we have unconditional love for our children, we take care of them at that tender age. But at the end of the day, they're still the one that will take care of us at the old age. That's the truth. We are definitely going to be parents someday. You're already a parent. You understand? So
So,
even the
what
young
are you
ones,
saying?
you should know. So you cannot tell me that God did not create you to serve Him. He created you to serve Him, to do the things He wants you to do. That is why you live by the rules of God and not by your own rules. You don't decide what to do.
Maybe, sometimes they ask me, why do I want my child to succeed? You know what I said to the person? I said, in 10 years down the line, there will be new cars, and I'll be too old to be buying those cars. I want my children to be able to buy it for me. If you see the world we live in Mali, a time will come, only your children will be able to afford the kind of cars that are invoked. You are no more in the system. And that is how God created us to continue to create. It doesn't mean, yes, I agree, to grow wealth, to do things. I agree with that one, maybe. So when somebody asks you to come and serve him what? God, when you, in fact, when you give God, when you begin to create, you are serving God. You know, maybe, how can a child honor you? Is to buy the mother can give to you. God wants to see new things on earth. Beautiful things on earth, not enslaving one another. So I'm going to bring this topic home. I'm going to take it out because it's too difficult.
How are we going to Chris, that perception might be wrong. You cannot say a child will honor you when the child buys you expensive cars, right? That is not honor.
More than one.
Daddy Chris, that is not honor. At the end of the day, it is not everybody that will die rich. take it or leave it. But it doesn't mean that they're not important.
Who said that? Who told you that I was created to die for?
That is for you.
Who
But it does
told
not
you that? Who
people
told
die
you?
every day.
Who told you that God created some
People die
people to
every
die
day.
for?
I'm not gonna, at the end of the day, the day you die, your own word has ended. But
Thank
have
you.
you checked that people die every day? And most of those people that die every day, they are still poor people. What am I
Maybe.
saying? Everybody that will die. So what I said is right. No, you came up with a very deep topic. I didn't want to talk about it, but let me just correct some things. People died yesterday. Some poor people will still die today. So whether we
Yes.
like it or not everybody will die rich.
Okay. All right.
Now you didn't give birth to a child that can give you that kind of expensive car you want or you desire, right? Doesn't mean that that child does not honor you. The greatest
I gave an instance.
love of your child and respect from your child.
All right.
You
All right. Let's look at one thing. I think the part that really interests me is not where you're going. Those ones are hit material to me right now. You know, I'm more interested in this strategic, this difficult thinking.
Okay.
Right? Here we are, God, we are in this earth doing the will of God. That's what matters. You understand? All I know is when you do things and you make this word, how do I put it? Even if you can plant a flower, you've done something that God is happy with. Because it's not, how do you make God happy? If somebody asks you today, maybe, what is that thing you do that make God happy? They say something, they say I'm singing. That one when they commit adultery, they sing to God. They say, "Na be the man when they lie." A reproductive person is the man that does the will of God. See, as if God creates Mary, he not make mistake. He create woman special. So now carry baby, bring baby out. The man no dey make mistake.
Productive person is the one that makes God happy. Now,
In fact, you know what happened, Mary? Let me tell you what happened. What did Jesus do? Mary,
if you can, if don't cut me, we are on this show. Let's talk. If you say a reproductive person is the only person that will make God happy, now let me correct that impression. The same Bible say, if you can stay alone, if you can stay single, you understand? If you can stay, that is, if you have that self-control, you can stay.
Who talked that one again? Now God talk that.
But if you cannot,
King James talk that one. I mean, God.
But if you cannot stay, you should get married.
Really, there is a portion of the Bible which is written by King James.
Not everybody that will die.
Maybe you see the one I'll teach you.
There are people are single. The fact that some men or some women didn't get married in this life doesn't mean that they are not good people.
You don't understand reproductive. You don't understand what I said reproductive. I don't blame you, my daughter. I'm not blaming you when you don't understand what I mean by reproductive. But let me
because you're not understanding me.
Wait.
Wait.
Okay, let me help you with one thing.
You're not understanding me. Everybody.
When Jesus Christ, Mary, wait now. When Jesus Christ walked to the fig tree, and the fig tree bears no fruit, what did he say? Have you read the story of the fig tree in the Bible? If you go online now,
you've said that thing before on the show. That is not it. You're making it look as if it's only people that reproduce. You understand? That is the reason why God created us. No.
And depends on what is called reproducing. You know. Reproduce not be to born pikin. No.
That's what you made it look like.
No, it's not. That's not the only thing that is reproduction for me. You understand? And that is not what is reproduction in the eyes of God. Because when God say he put you on earth to multiply, maybe in fact we have multiplied. We multiply what God has created. That's why God has created only 2-3 persons. We don't burn for the whole world. Meanwhile, the cities are now looking more beautiful. We have found new land. London has been created. America has been created. Nigeria now exists. Human beings have created. Not the only people we born. Anyway, let's not go into that one because we're not seeing not to we don't feel understand one another here. It's not maybe either we are pretending not to understand one another or we don't understand the same thing.
You know the truth. So I see you are hiding not to know the truth. Or you don't want to know the truth.
Okay, what is the truth, Mary? What do you understand as the truth? The topic, our topic is not me and you fight though. The topic I said let us everybody think together. And the thing is, I said who wrote the Bible and for who? We do know that they told us The Bible tells us, or the preachers telling us today, that the Bible is an inspiration of God to some people, that some people are inspired to write the Bible. And if that is the case, Mary, this instruction they are giving now, does it tally with you? In fact, let me tell you what Americans do. If you want to live in the darkness, it's up to you. The same America that is saying this, you know what they said? When they wanted to take independence from Great Britain, you know what they did? They told Great Britain that all men are created equal. And they are endowed by their creator with certain inalienable rights, among which the right of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Mary, three things: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That is when it comes to their turn. They want to take independence. So they didn't remember the Bible said they should be slaves to their master. And they continue to be slaves to Britain. They did not. At that moment, they know they have to be free. They told Britain that God that created us, created every human being equal. I don't know which God created Nigerians. Whether now we they create different, I don't know. Whether our God are different God, I don't know. But the same God now America declared to Britain, say, hey, I don't know about this, your slave master one at the top. But God that created us, created every man equal. And God that created us gave every man certain inalienable rights. One of them is life. Liberty. No slave. I'm not your slave. You're not my slave. And the pursuit of happiness. I'm quoting the biggest slogan. Any Americans, any educated Americans know what I've just said. That's what they said to Britain. When they finished that in America, Britain packed their bag, come on. When they use that word finish, Britain carried their property. So are you saying they should have been slaves under Britain for so long or longer? Or they should be slaves, they should be loyal to their master? Just as they will be to Jesus? Auntie Mary, in Jesus' name, say amen. My daughter, I love you. Don't worry. We're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, today's topic is too difficult. That's why me and Mary, we are fighting, but we are loving one another. Let's go on a break. We'll be right back. Don't touch that button. Today's topic will not be sweet one. Yesterday was not sweet. Today was not. Because when you talk about slaves, it's a sensitive topic. But what I love about this topic is the same America that took us as slaves, when they were under captivity. Let me use the word. They were under captivity. It was the United Kingdom, it was Britain that was colonizing them. That's why they're speaking English today. The way Britain colonized Nigeria, that is how they colonized America. That's why they speak English. But the day when America realized, say, no, this is our Bible, not be the same Bible we want it to. You know what they did? They told Britain that God created all man equal. It's a declaration of the 13th state of the United States of America. That all men were created equal, and we are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, among which is life, liberty, intentionally made liberty. You cannot be slaves, and the pursuit of happiness. But the Bible said you can be slave. Let God answer us. Let's go to the break. We'll be back. Don't go away. Not be me talking. I just say what people talk. Not be that the Chris inventor. Maybe the best, you the best. Pastors the best. No going to break, come back. Really don't tire for this man.
The sweetness of life and its existence is tied to the purity of your water. So if you desire to stay healthy, drink enough water. And the water that is good enough is Prisma Table Water. Prisma Table Water is pure, natural, and healthy for you and your family. They have clean and hygiene production environment, neat and healthy staff. Their equipment are top-notch and they deliver nationwide. To order for your Prisma Table Water or be a distributor, please visit our office at kilometer 13 Asaba Benin Expressway, behind King Pet Petroleum, Otu Suluedo or Guashuku and Yocha South Local Government Area of Delta State, or call 081-351-13668 or 080-577-72673 or 090-305-65137 or +358-452-352-206. Email prismattablewater@gmail.com. Buy Prisma, drink Prisma. Prisma Table Water. Life starts with water.
Prisma water is the best.
Welcome back, people. My girl Mary and Daddy Chris here. And this is Wake Up Nigeria. We're waking you up. Don't be offended, man. Don't be offended. We're only asking a difficult question that should be asked. And it should have been asked years ago. And actually, people are not asking questions. Because a time has come in Nigeria where people are not asking, why should a senator be earning that amount of money and I'm not earning it? That's a question we should be asking. The way America were able to question Britain and reminded them that all men were born equal and endowed by their creator with certain rights. A time will come in Nigeria, the time is now, for you to begin to ask your pastor, why is he driving all the powerful cars and you have nothing? Why is Tinubu using all the big cars? What does he need it for? Is he a different God? Or is the same God that created every one of us equal? My question I ask, you see, sometimes we need to ask this question ourselves. Americans did not wait for God to answer Britain. They came out with a declaration reminding Britain what God said. Maybe some of the things they said in the Bible here, we should be reminding whoever is giving it to us what God said. Maybe it is your time to tell your pastor, this is what God said. God created me and you equal. And he said we should respect each other, we should love one another. I must not be slave. There are technical ways of being a slave. A debtor is a slave. If you don't have food to eat. In fact, in the book, the Miseducation of the Negro, it says that if the Negro continue to stay under the yoke of the person that is enslaving them, that will never be free. So I want to put it this way. By the time you remain in the poverty, your poverty remains under those who are enslaving you. You're a politician. You will remain a slave for a very long time. The question is, are we ready to get out of slavery? I've been using all this one and I've been arguing this thing with Mary. But the question I want to ask you right now is, are you a slave? I know the verse. I'm asking you, my brother, are you a slave? Another one, are you born a slave? Number 3, did God created you as a slave? Why are you still a slave? Are you waiting for God to take you out of slavery? I've never seen anywhere when God took people out of slavery. The people came out of it, they revolted. Madam Mary, I beg, this topic is too heavy. Look, we read the newspaper. It's better. The way we take time, read Bible today, maybe we take and read this thing. I just want us to. Sometimes some of these things are things that shouldn't be talked about. Who dare you? How you dare do this? If people didn't dare, there would have been no independence in Nigeria. Mary, I want to remind you this. If them Awolowo, them Kwame Nkrumah did not question the British, the authority of the British, that who are you to be ruling us in perpetuity? We can rule ourselves. Leave us alone. Are you not happy that you have independence today, Mary?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Good. Americans did not wait for God. At a point in time, they have to question their existence. And they told Britain, you cannot continue to be our master, sir. We are born equal. Pack your bag and go. Now, let's bring it to today's society. We are slaves in our own land. This time, nobody will go to enslave us. Historically, now our kings, now they connive with Igbo, they enslave us. Today, politicians are enslaving you in partnership with some foreigners. The reason I know is there is a mass movement again. Nigerians from all walks of life, some of them are dying in the sea. Even the one who not die for sea, then they die for Europe. Even when you migrate legally to UK, if you not take time, the frustration will first kill you. If your country was better off, do you need to undergo that journey? Everybody in Nigeria is trying to relocate as we speak. If your wife never tell you, say, make we come out, go UK, go Canada, you are a lucky man. It's a discussion on every dining table right now. Dinner table is what we discuss. Honey, make we carry our children come out. Honey, make we come out for here. None of you. And that is another extension of your slavery, because that land where you go not be your land. You're choosing to be a slave. How about freeing yourself in your own land? Are we doing that? Those of you that goes to church, I will still talk. Nobody will not hear this one. If you not be Okpe, if you not be Mumu, the pastor when you they follow, see the number of cars when he gets. See the life when he they live. You when it be Mumu, what do you get? God great and special. Oh, it be like Britain when they colonized us that time. He is a son of a greater God. Now your own God be Mumu. Now they insult God. Who can I wake up? I'm going to do the newspaper already. Over to you, Mary. Let's see the papers. God bless you.
Okay. We start with the punch.
Okay, now. And in fact, Mary, as you say, una Eagles, they don't go, they go draw, they lose match again. May God save us. Punch master. We will come punch and Mary. Let's punch it. Let's punch it. Let me remove this. Let me remove this difficult topic so that people know what you say. We'll be children of demons. Because so they want to talk. He said that the Christians are demons. No? What did they do with that? Because they ask questions. If America didn't ask questions, then for they under the yoke of Britain. If I want to war and all of them now they didn't fight for independence. We foresee they on that colonial era. It is in your own time.
This biblical topic you brought today now. What are you fighting for?
Eh?
And what are you fighting for? If you are questioning of the Bible and we wrote the Bible, what are you fighting for? What do you want to stand to gain?
Maybe what I want to start to gain is I'm saying that human beings should question things are thrown at you. The reason people, the freedom you have now, is not the same God. Is it America that supported this Bible? The same America that supported the Bible are the one that told Britain that every man is created equal. That Britain should pack their bag and go. Mary, they didn't say they want to be loyal to their slave master. They refuse to be loyal to the slave master. Did they remain with the slave master? I'm asking Americans. Did they, Mary? What are you talking about? The question is standing for them. The question is, you in Nigeria today, are you still a slave master? Are you still a slave under a slave master? That's the question. And you have to free yourself. Nobody gonna free you. You got to do it. That's why I brought the topic. It's not to fight the Bible. My topic is how sound are you to question things around you. I say, no, this is not from God. This is one from God. No, now when they go to church, chef, now I'm another. Pastor, get everything you don't get. They cost you. They cost you. I beg you. Beg great punch, where could they go? Mary ask me what you ask. Now you ask me a question. That's why I answer that one. Let's go.
Oh my God. Okay.
Mary, you don't see now Baba you come meet. You don't say you for Google don't go when you go to your journalism. You don't tell them say that like this you be planner with my daughter. What do you come make? What do you come to the Chris corner? Eh?
This way.
The
big story says PDP crisis. Damagun to remain chair as NWC state chairman meets. Pro-Wike governors insist on keeping Damagun till October 2025 as NEC meeting tops agenda on page 2.
But wait, I don't understand. So we can see get but they don't know say Wike and all these other guys they loyal to Tinubu.
This will there's
They only going to disorganize PDP for Tinubu. How can they have that is divided against itself stand?
This well.
And look at Labour don't die. If I don't say they go push Peter come out, Tinubu must do one thing. They must see what Peter do. Peter no go contest 2027. Write my name down. Peter will not contest 2027 presidency. He will tell people saying don't be tired. Because he will see the handwriting on the wall. Peter will not be on the ballot come 2027. And there's no PDP now. Where are we going? I bet you read the paper, they go, my daughter. I said, maybe the seven could not question things. So maybe you said we should leave things as they are. Because the Bible tells us, say, you don't have right to question things.
I didn't grow up to know that I'll be questioning the Bible.
So I understand. Look, maybe if the Bible, when now the same Bible, now they read for Quran, now they read for America. Why the Bible not tell them they obey their master? Why did they seek independence? Okay, Mary, the Bible as it was written before, now the first version of the Bible. The same Bible now another person read. For the same Britain here, Britain can't break away from the people when they bring the Bible, the Roman Bible. The Roman Catholic Church was the first one. Britain is in our favor there. They break away. Not be the same Bible. You grow up, you cannot question the Bible. Now you first question Bible. Are you the first? Why did the Britain break away?
We do things for reasons. What do you stand to gain to question the Bible? It's a simple question.
No, I am not actually questioning the Bible. I said that some portions of the Bible are not written for us. When America declared independence, black people were not included. You know what they were telling Britain, maybe they said to Britain that all people are created equal and we are there by this, but black men were not part of it too. When they got independent from Britain, black men were still under, were not allowed to vote. They were under their captivity. Black men were not created equal. Is that correct? Until black people got up and said, no, we will not take this anymore. Today we are equal. We're not even becoming president. We just ran for vice president. We have the vice president office now because we stood up to ask. It's not a bad thing to ask, Mary. Because we are asking, we are gaining ground. Nigerians are not ready to ask. Who taught Mary to make you not ask? And I've been able to prove to you today that the guy that wrote the Bible did it for himself. Go to Ghana, you see the King James village there. You go to America, you see it. You see it in Jamaica.
That is your own perception. That is your own perception. You cannot make me to change my own perception.
Do I go and manufacture them? Maybe what I'm saying is did I manufacture them?
We all have a different belief, right? How we see things. I cannot change what you believe, and you cannot change what I believe. I don't know why
I'm not trying to change you.
I don't need to
change you. Mary, I don't need to change you. I don't
need
need to change anybody.
Yes. I don't know why we should be on the same page on this. We can't be on the same page.
No,
we can't be on the same page.
Mary, you know
if you believe that the Bible is not some things that in the Bible are questionable, it's fine. I don't want to be in that phase as well. Like I don't.
Mary, but what, I know you're a child. I don't blame you. But sometimes I ask you this: are you the first person to question the Bible? Because, wait, Mary, if the Bible is correct, why did the people change? Why did they change from? Why did the Anglican break away from the Catholic Church?
That is not.
Why are they breaking today? Every day people are breaking.
I told you already. Anglican left the Catholic because first of all, Anglican wants to get married. They want to be married.
So, to meaning they question some things in the Bible. Maybe.
If you cannot stay, get married. Anglican choose to get married, and they have to leave. Even in the Anglican, it's because if you attend Anglican church, you see one of the prayer they make. I believe in God. They still say, I believe in the one and only Catholic Church.
What about the Christ Apostolic Church?
So I don't really know why it's a
What
problem.
about the CAC? The CAC are they not going to God? Are they not?
So
What about
what I'm saying is,
the redemption one today? Where they die. The people where they die. So
they are here condemning the Bible and the.
I didn't condemn Bible. I asked you a question.
And the
Lady,
servants.
that is like condemn her. What about when they say die?
There should be problem with the Bible. The earth, we have employees. I don't know how you see it. If you have employers and employees, it is still the same way you treat people, right? That is how, whether the masters in the Bible and the same slaves, right?
Maybe slave. You compare slave to somebody who wants to
about the Bible. We still have it in our physical world. Yes.
Maybe
talking about masters, I'm not actually
no. Yes, maybe even the you know what is so interesting, maybe a time will come when you have the authority to question your employer. It's in the law. It's either to use to learn to take advantage of it, or you choose to remain a slave to your employer. In the United Kingdom, you are not a slave to your employer. The day you sign that contract, it's binding on both parties. If they maltreat you, sack you unconventionally, they will go to court. You're going to pay you seriously for anything. If they cause you any discomfort in the course of your work, you will take them to court. Many. That is out of people freeing themselves. You're waiting for God to free you. You are being indoctrinated. And I cannot help it. But what I'm saying that it's even practiced here, really. If you work for me in the UK, we go come sign contract. That contract is binding on you and me. If I bring the contract, maybe you get heavy money. Heavy money, I will pay. I'm saying do it in Nigeria. Demand it. It will not be given to you. You're going to ask for it. A church you're going to, they are collecting money you are not getting. Demand your own. Senator, they get such amount of money. My governor, they get 2.something billion. Ask for your own. It's why I brought this topic. By the time we begin to question status quo, start from the Bible. If I dare question the Bible, then I can question anything. And what I question in the Bible today is a fair one. King James Version, go around. The people I say now, they're everywhere. King James gets in corner for Ghana. Go to Accra now, you see. Go to Jamaica, you see. The man is the pioneer of slave. Of Zaga Baba of the slave men. Is this somebody which will listen to? Look at the rubbish he's saying here. He said, if you make the thing confess, if they bring person, if I be slave, I will carry somebody. You get what you go do human being. You can't give me wife. The pikin when I born on your own. Maybe you defend that thing. My daughter, you defend that.
So what is your point?
I don't get point. I don't get point. If all of the people I've said don't get point, baby, I can never say
let you arrive at a particular point. Let me tell you, okay, this is why that the Christians actually complain about this whole Bible.
What I'm saying today, maybe you don't get it. Okay, let me say it again. I am saying that you must question anything thrown at you. Because God created you for king. Wait, let me finish.
Do you have a problem? Yes. Can you solve the problem? No. Then why worry about it? After questioning it, what can you change about it? It is not about talking. After talking, can you change the Bible?
If not before, Mary. You know what you tell me today? If not before, therefore don't cut your thing when you get for under your leg.
For waiting.
When they don't cut out, therefore don't circumcise you.
I should follow what you say. It's not gone anywhere. You are complaining about the Bible. What King James said. How is it wrong?
I'm not complaining about Bible. I'm complaining about what they wrote.
What's the point you are giving at the end of the day? What do you want? People should stop believing the Bible. I want to know. Or people should still be believing the Bible. Believing in what you said is wrong. What you said we should not follow. So what is the point? It's as simple as I don't have a problem with what
the beautiful thing, Mary, is that I am not the first person to question things in the Bible. And that is why Martin Luther, therefore killer, when he first questioned the Bible you were not even allowed to read the Bible. He's the one that printed it and said salvation is free. People, status quo must be questioned. They said women are not allowed to vote. People said no. Women have the right to vote. Today they can vote. Status quo need to be questioned. The status quo in Nigeria need to be questioned. You going to church, then they collect money for your place, you dey hungry. You say, pastor, they do the right thing. You be mumu. Whether you like am or not, it's up to you and God. But that the Christians are here, I'm here to do my job. Politicians, they misuse our life. They abuse us. Una keep quiet. Me, I no gree.
Church, they collect money. Let's leave this everyday church matter. Is it only in church they collect money?
Oh, yeah,
okay,
no,
what about the times we pay?
I don't say your boyfriend. You don't know your pastor boyfriend. I don't
go to Pentecostal church. I don't go to Pentecostal church. I'm a Catholic, and in my church, in Catholic church, you can sit down, even during the offering, right? During offering, you can sit. You won't stand, and nobody will force you to stand.
But when you're making it so shallow.
That's why I fight against it, because I really don't care. They force people to bring money in church. They force people that you must give off. It is on your own. You choose to give. First of all, people spend money in the church. What about the tithe? What about the revenue that you give out to the government? All the revenues and everything. What did they do with it? Has it changed people's life? All the tax and everything that we pay in the country, has it changed people's life? At least I was in Port Harcourt, right? All the market, every Wednesday, like all the markets, the Room Christy boys, you see them, they come out to collect money from these marketers. That has no shop. They sell on the road. Sometimes it's Africa. Sometimes it's just no shop at all. When it's raining, the rain will beat them. Just under a normal, because you put your teeth on the ground, they collect money from them every day. Have they ever built that market? What have they done? You understand? So when we want to condemn church, let's see that even the government has fault in this. All the money, the revenues, and everything that they collect, the taxes, what do they do?
Do I support the government?
So why are we always seeing that?
Since you know me, since you know me, do you ever see me supporting stupid government? So you see why you're taking my matter so small?
The essence of discernment in the life of a man or a woman is when you say a church that does not run your spirit does not collect, don't force yourself to go there. We know that a whole lot of fake pastors are there. We cannot deny the fact that they are fake, they are plenty, yes. But nobody is forcing you to go there. Nobody is forcing you to carry your money and go and give them. Why not follow the one that your spirit collects and do the right thing? It's as simple as that.
Lady, you'll be my pikin. Read the papers, look where they go. You can never understand the level where I'm coming from, and I cannot blame you. If you still believe that the Christ is fighting a pastor today, you are really cheap. And the Christ will never fight pastor. They are too low for me. I talk on a humanitarian level, but that cheap pastor is too low for me to talk. I talk, and in fact, I am of that age when I can say, "Oh, this cannot be so." If so, you get to prove to me. Maybe I don't grow this age now. When we say, if I say anything for gathering, you can't tell me shut up. You will tell me withdraw that statement. I'm older than somebody who has to shut up. And if I don't use my mouth today, maybe they abuse my children and my generation. I am on earth to change things that are not right. And I am doing so in my little way. Today, anybody that has an open mind will get out of this show and question certain things. My point is not even the big Bible when they say this and that. What I'm saying is slavery is not an act of God. God did not create you a slave. That man, when they enslaved you for Nigeria, say no to him. That's what I'm saying. I use the Bible as a case study. That in the cases, so even the Bible will use that to slave us. So even in the church, if you are being a slave there, get out. If the government is enslaving you, get out. If your worker, your master, if your worker, the person who employ you, they enslave you, say no. There is a law in Nigeria that says you cannot enslave me, sir. I end my case. I go marry, then they give you. You want to be slave master. This guy will come with you. I mean, get her. They don't give me a give her to anybody when I like. Yeah, let's go.
Now walk and they walk. Get me with it.
You are not married out. You are not married out to how many? When I can't take now. Let's go.
Yes. So I don't have a family that I come from. I really marry me out. What?
All the money I don't collect. How you want to? All the money I don't collect.
We have a tribute as seen it was. Okay, I think I sent the video that it used to you. I don't know if you played it.
I didn't know what it was because today sometimes you just send
it No, I sent the video. It was like yesterday afternoon, earlier.
The Uber burial, right?
Yeah, tribute has seen it told valedictory session for late Ifan Yuba. So you could
Yes,
see
maybe.
Okorocha, he spoke. He spoke
Yes,
at
a
the
very, very touchy one. Yes, a very touchy one. You
Okay, you don't
understand?
have the video again.
I should see how it was talking about how the Kano should be set free, right?
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
But
we'll come to that. We need that as a further news. Yes.
he was talking to Akpabio, right? So it was touching, but at the end of the day, you know, when people die, we come for the tribute and we feel like that they want to repent. After some time, we go back to our evil. The evil has to do. So if you listen to Rochas that day on that video, you will say this is a perfect politician with no scandal. Unfortunately, it's not like that. They don't preach they don't do what they preach. That's just the truth.
But man,
So
you
try
know,
to
but the guy made a sound speech, you know.
yeah,
And whatever he has said there, I think it made a lot of sense. What's
yeah.
wrong with that? I
Okay,
hear what you said.
5 soldiers, 50 terrorists killed. NSCDC agents missing in Borno, Nigeria on page 19. AG uncovers 4.6 billion naira unapproved spending in Umahi's ministry, page 21. Dangote refinery begins petrol exports to West African nations, on page 21 as well. APC, PDP government disagree over oil revenue sharing, on page 2. We have Ajayi heads to court as Aida Tiwa gets certificate of return, on page 2.
That's what we do. That's what we do for Nigeria.
He
Some they
said
go court. Some they go court. Some they get certificate of return.
4 UK-based Nigerian students jailed over street fight. Common street fight, jail.
Yeah. Now let here we dey fight. Now we dey fight here. Or you go there, they fight
People
for.
don't know what God has done for them to be in Nigeria. People don't know. Hey, it's not a place that you're not free to. In Nigeria, street fight, police cannot even stop you.
Then you know what I love about it? Eh? Sometimes we trash everything we do, but the bottom line is the truth about all this matter is we need to solve certain problems. Maybe there are certain things we must solve now. You understand?
Yeah.
We can complain about this thing. When you leave your land into another man's land, you are fighting first to get accepted into the society. I don't want to talk about the journey to leave Africa to Europe. It's not the will of God. It's a necessity, Mary. Because God did not make mistake and build you and make you come out from Nigeria. He has a plan for you. But we couldn't make it. Mary, I'm here in London today. And many of us are now around the world. Maybe some people are dying trying to cross the sea. Who is guilty, Mary? Have you ever asked yourself, why are we suffering? Or God said we should suffer? Maybe is it the will of God for us to suffer?
It is not the will of God.
All right, let's go. Because we don't want to argue again. So that Mary not go best. I don't want to bring this girl come problem. All right, we go to the next paper. Let's take one more paper because we are almost to the end of the show now. Which one
Okay.
want you to go for?
Okay, the Daily Trust.
Okay. National Exam is stick to approval to borrow 1.77 trillion. For what? That's also borrow. Traditional rulers, not affordable.
I don't borrow for investment or borrow to cause more issues for us here.
Maybe I not talk again. You start to the talk. Maybe I don't quiet. Read this one. I very good to talk now. I read very good to fight.
I thought you want to argue. Now you want to argue. You saw small argument. You are shifting your
I
way.
don't be talk. I don't be talk.
If I don't talk now, you say on the show I did not say anything. No, let's talk. You want to argue. So
What did I do now? This kid not beat me. I don't get power the old man. We are reading the Daily Trust. Let's go. If now you have my problem for good, don't bust your score. Now the Tinubu is my problem. I don't beat them. Don't be how come beat. Hey, I read this one.
Traditional rulers
Eh,
not afraid of governors.
That's not true, sir.
Says
Traditional
no.
rulers are afraid of governors in my place.
Okay, says no to projects greater than educating youth. Our safety rests on our empowerment, coming from Shetima. Leaders must emulate Saduna's leadership strategy, coming from ex-Niger governor, on page 4 of the Daily Trust newspaper.
You see what is so interesting? You know, I'm forced to make a comment here. The EFCC, they invited Ukoa. I don't know whether they arrested him for some days and he has been free. He's currently under bail. His passport is now with them. He cannot travel out of the country until they finish their investigation. We know money will exchange and nothing will happen. But what is interesting here is this, man. Our kings gathered themselves and they went to him and said, Baba, you do well for raping us for all the 8 years that Okowa raped Delta State. They went to clap for me.
All these things I say passport is with them. You know I don't get free by it. You want to tell me that man cannot make any passport?
And maybe, but you know the honest thing, the man is able to get away with it because of the attitude of the traditional chiefs and the people. If the people cannot, if the EFCC cannot get the support they need from us now, we should be shouting on the EFCC, justice for us. Instead, we will go thank the man for raping us. What do you expect? What do you expect?
Why is it justice for us? For money that will not reach your hand, or one that will not reach my hand. How is it justice?
When the money not reach your hand, that is when we are thinking. Money of Delta State, well spent in Delta State, will reach me.
How will it be well spent in Delta State?
It will be well
When they
spent.
collect the money, have they ever told you what they use the money to do? Have you ever been told that we
Maybe that's why you should be asking questions. That's what the Chris is saying today. Have you ever asked? Have you asked? Nigerians watching me today, have you asked where's the money? Do you know you can ask? If you don't ask, I don't ask, then everything remains the way it is now. But by the time you ask, maybe you were on that show on the street with Nigerians and you saw how they express themselves. You understand? So if people need to be engineered to speak out, that's what the Chris is doing. I'm telling people to speak out. Like those men, I was impressed. They spoke from their center, Mary. I like the one that said, we are not practicing democracy, we are practicing moneycracy. Is it moneycracy you call it? That's another
those men, that day. Just because it was too long, so I didn't have to cut off some things. If we say we should put everything that those people said that day, you will see the anger. You see the anger in them in their expression, but there's a time frame for a box sport, so it can't be too long.
All right, Mary, let's go back and look at what happened this man burial. And let's ask ourselves, whether the politicians actually they've learned from it. Because the good thing before we go to that one, let's take a look at I like the word wingless. They are wingless. Eagles. Wingless. They are not going anywhere like this. I'm sorry. They are a bunch of talent, they are no talent.
That's the truth now.
A team without creativity. Gabon was even saying that there's no creativity in the team. And I have said it again and again. Other than Simon now, that is doing some things from the left wing, there's no creativity in the team. How are you going to win a contest like that?
NFM is
Osimhen is useless in the pitch because of the lack of creativity. You need people to feel Osimhen can ball any ball in. It's good. But they go pass the ball to Ramfeso. And if you allow the defense to hold Osimhen, he can do nothing. So a good tactician will take the foot. As they dribble from midfield, they put them dribble here and there. The defense is scatter. Osimhen they free.
Just so annoying that this set of ballers, these Super Eagles, cannot take us anywhere.
I think the talent is there.
How is it there? How is it?
I'm looking for maybe look at that Simon now. Look at Osimhen. Lookman can come in sometimes and do some creativity, but sometimes it's occasional. If you know that nobody in that defense or in that attack can hold the ball for 2 minutes. No Nigerian attacker can hold the ball for 1 minute. So as the ball come, you won't give am out. Mikel Obi style. You won't go win competition like that. It's a joke. Anyway, let go. Sorry, Mikel. You've done your own part, so if I feel do like you, for good. Mary, let's look at some of the trending news. You understand? Like I said today.
You know that if you can do like him for good, but you're still insulting him. Hi.
Many, you know, some people, I'm glad they talk. My ex, Bumi, he said she not quick crawl. You understand? She not quick walk waka. So she dey ground. Anytime you walk fall and pray, go say she down for ground. You know, big woman, I don't want to be waka. Go draw you corner, she dey fear. On the finally she's not a woman with a lot of bravery. So that's so big, lady. So sometimes when we dey ground, and we go try to make she down, we could talk for them. But when you dey so we not fit reach there, so come down when we talk. Our man strong for where we dey. And this man strong for where he dey. Anyway, that's why I tell me, Kesime not very say try. But the truth is, a team that lacks creativity is going nowhere. I don't want to say to Nigerian politicians, I like what the Bible says about death. No, we take the one where we want to go. What I've done today is I question the authority of King James. I question the sincerity of King James. I question some of the things he said to us in the Bible. I'm talking about him. And I ask, was that man really inspired by God? Question me, no. Because even if they tell you now to go and kill your mother, you know it's a bad law. God never said you should kill your mother. So if they tell you, say, Bible say you be slave, say you make you remain slave, na lie. God did not create you as a slave. The reason I know be say the same people when tell us say make we be slave, they not agree be slave to others. America na tell Britain say now they make a clear to Britain, they declare the independence. And when they were saying it, say all men were created equal and we are endowed by our Creator. They didn't forget God though. The same Bible. We are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, among which is life. We have the right to live a life. Liberty. You cannot cage me, sir. And the pursuit of happiness. They refused to be slaves. But meanwhile, when Britain left them, they kept black people as slaves. They were not, the liberty didn't get to black people. And now you're reading the same Bible with them. You should be asking questions. Because they didn't take that portion of the Bible. I am not taking it. That portion of the Bible which says I'm a slave, I am not. I wasn't born a slave, and I'm not going to be a slave. I don't know about you, but so when you go to a church, let me bring it home. When you allow the government to treat you like slave, you decided to allow it. It's not God, though. It's you. Because America didn't allow it. They read the same Bible with you. The same America, they read the same Bible with everybody. They went to create their own Baptist church. The same Bible. Now all of us read. So be careful. As you read the Bible, read them. Try and find the meaning to it. Say, when you go to school, read the meaning. I brought so many portions of the Bible today. Go back and go through those verses. Those versions of the Bible. They're talking about slavery. Who wrote that Bible? Is that the will of God? The answer is no. God never created you to be a slave. It is something God talked against seriously. That's why he said, love your neighbor as yourself. You must not even convert your neighbor's wife. The same Bible, you must never convert your neighbor's wife. Now, we're going to go born. Then picking on your own. I know if you talk again where they made it there, but they will beat me. But you have a word is enough for the wise. I cannot tell you what to do. He said, I'm going to allow Mary to give us the last advice. To take on. Every time I put Mary on the stand, I say, Mary, Tell Nigerians what they should take from this show today. God bless you, my daughter. And if you talk around this, what do you think, Betty? Finally, do you think who wrote this Bible now from what we have discussed? And for who?
And Chris. Okay, what I would say is this. I feel like the Bible was through the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, even though that the Chris disagree with it. Let's please not begin to have any negative or questionable thoughts towards the Bible. It's an inspiration of the Holy Spirit to guide us through the right paths. Because Bible has never supported evil and we never support evil. And that is why now let me bring it down to we as Nigerians and to our governments. Let's not support evil and let's not practice evil. Because if we actually walk through the direction of the Bible, there's no way we would have been going through all of the things we are going through right now. So let's not support evil and let's not walk through the path of evil. When we begin to do things rightly and listen to the direction of the Bible, read our Bible, understand the Bible, definitely we're going to scale through. Because doing good actually leads you to good. And that's my take for today.
Thank you very much, my daughter. God bless you. Mary said it all. I'm going to be with Mary. We're going to play this show for the last place. I brought this difficult topic, my people. And I said it again and again. With all respect, and with all respect to those of you who are Christians, my name is Christian Ashaiko. It's my first name. I'm a baptized, confirmed Catholic. And let me tell you this. There are some portion of the Bible which is not for the black man. Or maybe it's not for everybody. It was designed to make some people happy. That's why they could write in the Bible at the point say, you should be loyal to your slave master. God does not create anybody a slave. Slavery was a man-made activity to impoverish others. And the Bible has taught us, or history has taught us, that we resisted it and the world is now a better place. Now, America resisted to refuse to be under the captivity of Britain. Today, they are a free country of their own. Nigeria refused captivity. We are now a free country. But so many work needs to be done. The way our people carry the Bible now, pastors, and use it to publish law, they take our money. If they look at me, you don't get anything, they take your money. You are a fool. That's what I was saying. And the way the government, they take all your money, you they look, you are a fool. Because God created everybody equal. That's the new Bible for me. The new Bible is the Declaration of the United States of America. That God created all man equal. And we are endowed by God with certain inalienable rights, among which is life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's my Bible. We all created equal. And God gave us certain rights. One, give us right to live life. Liberty. You are free. You're not under anybody. You are free. And you're free to be happy. These are things America taught. Maybe my Bible. I don't know about your own. The Bible won't say you won't go to heaven. They won't give you money today for heaven. Bible, the same holy book one of the rich one will say if you die today, if you keep people die now, 21 virgins they wait for you. Some people will get 30 virgins today if you want that. Some people they will give them 30 virgins. You won't die first before you get them. You'll be a bar. That's why I have my show. My name is Daddy Chris. Don't worry. Not everybody, not even my daughter here didn't agree with me, so you don't have to agree with me. And you know what? I think I'm used to not being agreed with now. So many is used to that, and I'm used to not people disagreeing with what I do. As I end the show, I want to end it with this note. Have you questioned things around you? Do you know God is inside of you? God gave you the authority inside of you to choose what is right and wrong. And you know, my guy, anything that you think is not of God, don't take it. If you are convinced that this is from God, assalamu alaikum. I'll see you tomorrow, and God bless you all. See you tomorrow then. Bye.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. Srtv Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to Srtv Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious Srtv Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more. Book your stay today and experience Lagos like never before. Call +234 8143 582856 or +447 4388 93190 or email us at realestate@superiorradioandtelevision.com. Srtv.
The sweetness of life and its existence is tied to the purity of your water. So if you desire to stay healthy, drink enough water. And the water that is good enough is Prisma Table Water. Prisma Table Water is pure, natural, and healthy for you and your family. They have clean and hygiene production environment, neat and healthy staff. Their equipment are top-notch and they deliver nationwide. To order for your Prisma Table Water or be a distributor, please visit our office at kilometer 13 Asaba Benin Expressway, behind King Pet Petroleum, Edo, Ogwashuku, and Yocha South Local Government Area of Delta State, or call 081-351-13668 or 080-577-72673 or 090-305-65137 or +358-452-352-206. Email prismatablewater@gmail.com. Buy Prisma, drink Prisma. Prisma Table Water. Life starts with water.
Prisma water is the best.
Srtv. Innovative content.